Wealth does not come to those who merely wish for it. Wishing is weak. A wish is like a leaf in the wind. It drifts, it wavers, it disappears with the first storm. But a burning desire, my friends, is something entirely different. A burning desire is the fire that transforms dreams into gold. It is the force that lifts you out of mediocrity and places you among the ranks of those who command abundance. Ask yourself right now, do I truly desire wealth, or do I simply wish for it? There is a world of difference. The man who merely wishes says, "It would be nice to be rich," but the man of desire declares, "I will be rich. Nothing on earth will stop me." That declaration, repeated with conviction, changes the entire chemistry of the mind. It awakens faculties within you that you did not know you possessed. History has shown us again and again that every fortune begins with an unshakable desire. Think of the pioneers, the inventors, the builders of industries. They were not men of extraordinary talent alone. They were men consumed by an obsession so strong that failure was not an option. They wanted wealth, they thought wealth, they dreamed wealth, and they acted upon it with every fiber of their being. Desire is the seed, but a seed cannot grow unless it is planted deep in the soil of the mind. You must water it daily with your thoughts, your imagination, and your determination. If you only touch it occasionally, it dies. If you nurture it daily, it grows roots so deep that no storm of discouragement can tear it away. Now, here is the secret: your desire must be definite. You cannot simply say, "I want more money." That is vague, and vagueness brings nothing. You must declare with precision what you want, how much you want, and when you intend to have it. A definite goal creates a magnetic force within you. It sharpens your focus and ignites your creativity. It forces you to see opportunities where others see nothing. Imagine a man who says, "Someday I'd like to be rich." He drifts from one job to another, from one idea to another, never settling, never committing. Years pass, and still he waits for fortune to smile upon him. Compare him to the man who says, "I will earn $1 million within the next 5 years by building this business, by serving people in this way, by dedicating every ounce of my energy to this goal." Which man do you think wealth will follow? The answer is obvious. Wealth follows the man of definite, burning desire. And let me tell you something that many never realize: that true desire does not make excuses. Excuses are the language of weak wishes. Desire says, "If the road is blocked, I will build another road. If the door is shut, I will carve out a new door." This is the mindset of every wealthy person who has ever lived. Some will say, "But I do not yet know how to achieve my goal." That does not matter. Desire comes first, knowledge comes later. The moment you decide with absolute certainty that you will have wealth, the universe begins to align people, circumstances, and opportunities in your path. Ideas will appear in your mind as if whispered from the unseen. Doors will open where before you saw only walls. The way will be shown, but only to the one who possesses desire strong enough to persist until it appears. Desire is not passive. It is active, alive, and demanding. It will not allow you to remain the same. It forces you to grow, to take risks, to act when fear says wait. It transforms you into a magnet, drawing wealth toward you, because wealth is naturally attracted to energy, to determination, to faith in action. So I challenge you today: take a pen and write down your desire in bold, clear words. State exactly what you want. Write it as if it were already yours. Read it every morning, every night, until it is burned into your subconscious mind. Let it dominate your thoughts until your entire being vibrates with it. When your desire is so strong that it keeps you awake at night, when it drives you to rise early with energy, when it makes you blind to obstacles and deaf to doubters, then you have discovered the power that creates unlimited wealth. Remember this truth: poverty begins with indifference, but riches begin with burning desire. Cultivate that fire within you, and there is no limit to what you can attract, no ceiling to what you can achieve. Wealth does not appear by accident. It is never the product of luck or chance. Every fortune that has ever been built, every empire that has ever risen, began with a clear vision in the mind of one individual who dared to see it before the world could. Wealth flows to those who can hold a picture of it so definite, so precise, that it becomes more real in their imagination than the circumstances they face today. Let me ask you, what is your vision? Can you describe it? Can you see it in detail? Or is it vague, like a cloud without form? Because here lies the truth. Vague vision produces vague results, but definite vision produces definite wealth. The human mind is like a magnet. It draws into reality that which is most clearly and consistently pictured within it. If you constantly picture lack, limitation, and uncertainty, you will draw them into your life. But if you hold before your mind's eye the exact amount of money you desire, the home you wish to live in, the business you want to create, the freedom you intend to enjoy, you begin to attract those very things. The clearer the picture, the stronger the magnet. Think of a great architect. Before he lays a single brick, before he hires a single worker, he holds in his hands a blueprint. That blueprint is definite. It specifies every wall, every door, every window, every detail. Without it, the building would collapse into confusion. Your vision is your personal blueprint for wealth. Without it, your efforts scatter. With it, every action, every decision, every opportunity lines up to construct the life you have imagined. Some will say, "But I don't know how to build a vision." The answer is simple: begin with the end in mind. Ask yourself, if money were no limitation, what exactly would I create for my life? Then write it down. Be precise. Do not say, "I want to be rich." Say instead, "If I will accumulate $1 million within 5 years by building this specific business, by serving in this specific way, by using these specific talents," that clarity commands your subconscious mind to act. Now, here is a law few people understand. The mind does not distinguish between reality and vividly imagined vision. When you picture wealth with enough clarity and emotion, your mind accepts it as fact. Once accepted, your mind begins to seek and create the circumstances to match it. Ideas appear. People cross your path. Resources seem to come from nowhere. This is not magic. It is the natural law of the mind in action. But your vision must be more than words on a paper. It must be felt. It must be alive. If your vision does not stir your heart, it will not move your life. Sit quietly each day and picture yourself already in possession of the wealth you desire. See yourself holding the keys to the home you imagined. Picture the bank account with the exact number you wrote down. Feel the freedom, the joy, the confidence. The more real it feels inside, the faster it manifests outside. Let me give you a warning: the world will try to blur your vision. Doubters will tell you it is impossible. Circumstances will test your belief. But the man or woman of definite vision does not bend. He holds that vision even when reality mocks him, even when months pass without results. For he knows that reality is only catching up to the clarity of his mind. Think of a ship at sea. Without a compass, it drifts endlessly, battered by every wind. But with a compass, it sails straight to its destination, no matter how long the journey. Your vision is that compass. It prevents you from drifting through life. It gives meaning to your efforts and direction to your energy. The wealthy are not wealthier because they are more talented. They are wealthier because they saw their riches in the mind before they held them in the hand. They lived in their vision until their vision became their reality. So I urge you today, create your vision. Write it with precision. Picture it daily. Speak it aloud. Hold it with faith and refuse to let anyone blur it. For the one who builds a definite vision has already laid the foundation for unlimited wealth. Remember this: the man without vision is a ship without sails, but a man with a definite vision commands the winds of fortune. Wealth is not created in the marketplace first. It is created in the mind. And the greatest secret you must learn is this: your thoughts and emotions are magnets. They either attract wealth or repel it. Think about it carefully. When your mind is filled with fear, doubt, and worry, do you not feel weak? Do you not hesitate, procrastinate, and shrink back from opportunity? That is because thoughts of fear are destructive. They paralyze action and drive prosperity away. But when your mind is filled with courage, confidence, and determination, do you not feel a surge of energy? Do you not notice opportunities that were hidden before? That is because positive, wealth-conscious thoughts generate power. The mind cannot hold two opposing thoughts at the same time. You cannot entertain poverty and abundance together. One must dominate, and whichever dominates your mind will shape your reality. If you constantly dwell on limitation, you will live in limitation. But if you discipline yourself to dwell on wealth, abundance, and possibility, you will naturally act in ways that create them. Now, let us speak of emotions. Emotions are intensified thoughts. They are thoughts charged with energy. A man who calmly thinks of success may progress slowly, but the man who thinks of success with excitement, passion, and belief advances quickly. Why? Because emotion gives life to thought. It is the fuel that ignites the creative forces of the mind. But beware, negative emotions are just as powerful. Anger, envy, self-pity, and fear can destroy wealth faster than fire destroys a building. These emotions cloud judgment, poison relationships, and drive away opportunity. If you allow them to rule you, they will strip you of fortune. So how does one control thoughts and emotions? The answer is discipline. Each day, you must take command of your mind as a general commands his army. Begin your morning by planting seeds of prosperity. Affirm your goals, visualize your wealth, speak words of abundance. When fear whispers in your ear, silence it with faith. When doubt knocks at the door, answer with courage. When negative emotions arise, do not feed them. Starve them by replacing them with gratitude, determination, and confidence. Understand this truth. Every thought you allow to stay in your mind is a prayer you send to the universe. If you dwell on lack, you are asking for more lack. If you dwell on wealth, you are asking for more wealth. Choose carefully what you allow to remain in your consciousness. Some will object, saying, but I cannot control my thoughts. They just come. Yes, they come, but you choose which ones to keep. You are the gatekeeper. Imagine your mind as a garden. The weeds of fear and doubt will grow if you neglect it. But if you tend it daily, planting seeds of prosperity and pulling out weeds as soon as they appear, your garden will flourish. Wealth is not attracted to the careless thinker. Wealth is attracted to the disciplined mind, one that vibrates with confidence, focus, and gratitude. When you reach this state, opportunities will feel drawn to you, people will want to work with you, and ideas will flow to you like a river. So, I urge you, master your thoughts, govern your emotions, and you will master your destiny. For wealth does not belong to the one with the strongest hands, but to the one with the strongest mind. Faith is the invisible force that turns dreams into reality. Without faith, your desire is nothing more than a fragile wish, easily broken by doubt, easily crushed by circumstances. But with faith, desire becomes unstoppable. Faith is certainty, the unshakable belief that what you seek is already yours, even when the evidence of your senses says otherwise. Understand this: wealth will never come to the man who doubts it, who questions it, who half believes it might be possible someday. Wealth responds only to the man or woman whose faith declares, I already possess it in my mind. Therefore, I will soon possess it in my hands. But how do you build this kind of faith? How does one transform weak hope into burning certainty? The answer lies in repetition. The subconscious mind, the true seat of faith, does not respond to logic, it responds to constant suggestion. Every idea you repeat, every affirmation you declare, every vision you imprint day after day becomes accepted as truth by your subconscious. And once your subconscious accepts something as truth, it begins to direct your actions, influence your habits, and attract the circumstances that make it reality. Think of it this way: when you learn a skill, such as writing or speaking, you master it through practice and repetition. At first, it feels unnatural. But over time, through daily repetition, it becomes effortless, automatic. The same is true of faith. At first, affirming wealth may feel strange. Telling yourself you will achieve riches may sound unbelievable. But if you repeat it daily with emotion, with conviction, it soon becomes second nature. The subconscious mind begins to act as though it is fact. And when you think, feel, and act as though wealth is already yours, the world cannot help but deliver it to you. This is why it is not enough to say your goals once and forget them. You must write them down, read them aloud every morning and every night, and repeat them until they burn into your heart. The words you speak become the blueprint of your destiny. Words repeated with belief are commands to the subconscious. Now, let me give you a warning. Repetition without emotion is useless. If you repeat words mechanically, they will not take root. But if you repeat them with feeling, with joy, with passion, with certainty, they will imprint deeply. Faith grows when your heart and your words agree. The world is filled with men who tried once, failed, and gave up because their faith was weak. They believed only when circumstances looked favorable. The wealthy, the successful, are those who kept believing when circumstances looked impossible. They repeated their vision when the world laughed at them. They spoke of abundance when their pockets were empty. And because they never let doubt dominate, their faith pulled wealth into their lives like iron to a magnet. Remember this: your outer world will always reflect your inner repetition. If you repeat fear, you will live in fear. If you repeat poverty, thinking, you will live in poverty. But if you repeat wealth consciousness, backed with faith, you will surely live in wealth. So I challenge you, begin today. Write down your definite goal. Speak it aloud daily. Repeat it with passion. Imagine yourself already in possession of the wealth you desire. Let that faith fill your mind until it leaves no room for doubt. Do this long enough, and your subconscious will accept it, your actions will align with it, and your reality will reflect it. Faith is the bridge between desire and achievement. Repetition is the hammer that builds that bridge, one plank at a time. Walk across it boldly, and you will find unlimited wealth waiting on the other side. Desire without action is only a dream. Vision without action is only imagination. Faith without action is only hope. Wealth comes only to the man or woman who takes relentless, persistent action, no matter the obstacles, no matter the setbacks, no matter the excuses that whisper in the night. The greatest enemy of wealth is hesitation. The road to fortune is paved with the broken plans of those who said, "I will begin tomorrow." But tomorrow never came. Wealth is not attracted to hesitation. It is attracted to movement, to decision, to courage in action. Understand this: failure itself is never permanent. What makes it permanent is the decision to quit. Every wealthy man you admire has faced failure, often more times than success. But they refused to retreat. They turned each defeat into a lesson, each obstacle into an opportunity, each setback into a stepping stone. The difference between the rich and the poor is not intelligence, not talent, not luck. It is persistence. Persistence is more than effort. It is effort repeated day after day until the goal is reached. It is rising when you fall, standing when you stumble, pressing forward when others retreat. Many people start with enthusiasm, but they quit at the first sign of difficulty. The persistent man keeps going long after excitement has faded, long after energy has drained, long after doubt has tried to invade. That is why he wins. Let me be clear: action must be constant. Wealth will not reward the man who works hard one week and rests the next. Wealth rewards the man who builds habits of steady, deliberate, purposeful action. Even small steps, repeated daily, compound into enormous results over time. Just as a river, drop by drop, carves through stone, your persistence carves through obstacles until the path to wealth is clear. Some will say, "But I have no resources, I have no support, I have no advantage." Do not deceive yourself with such excuses. Wealth has been built by men and women who started with nothing. No money, no connections, no privilege. What they had was persistence. They worked when others slept. They tried again when others quit. They believed when others doubted. And by sheer persistence, they bent fortune to their will. Action also requires courage. Fear will try to paralyze you. Doubt will try to stop you. People will criticize you, mock you, even call you foolish. But remember, the man who acts with persistence cannot be defeated. The world eventually yields to the one who refuses to yield. Here lies a powerful truth: the moment you decide to persist without excuse, life begins to clear the way. Opportunities appear where none existed before. People arrive to help you. Circumstances align to your advantage. Why? Because persistence sends a signal to the universe that you are serious, that you will not turn back, that you are ready to claim what is yours. So I ask you now, are you merely interested in wealth, or are you committed to it? Interest acts when conditions are easy. Commitment acts no matter what. Interest stops at the first obstacle. Commitment finds a way over, under, or through it. Wealth comes only to the committed. Never forget, fortune does not smile on the man who quits, it crowns the man who persists. If you act once and fail, try again. If you fail 10 times, try 11. If doors close, if roads end, create new roads. Persistence makes the impossible possible, and action turns dreams into riches. My friends, here is the law of wealth. Act, persist, and refuse to quit. Let this be your battle cry. Train your mind, stir your desire, build your vision, keep your faith. But above all, take persistent action without excuse. For in action lies the key that unlocks unlimited wealth. My friends, you now hold in your hands the 5 keys to unlimited wealth, a burning desire that refuses to die, a definite vision that guides every step, the control of thoughts and emotions that turns weakness into strength, the faith and repetition that imprint riches upon your very soul, and above all, persistent action without excuse, the force that compels the world to yield to your will. Together, these are not mere ideas. They are laws. They are the timeless principles by which every fortune has ever been built, by which every man or woman has risen from obscurity to greatness. They do not fail, they cannot fail, unless you fail to use them. So I challenge you, do not let this knowledge remain words in your mind. Let it become fire in your heart and action in your life. Begin today. Yes, today. To desire with intensity, to see with clarity, to think with discipline, to believe with certainty, and to act with persistence. Remember this eternal truth: riches first take root in the mind before they ever appear in the hand. Train your mind, and the treasures of the world will flow toward you. Neglect your mind, and you will watch them pass you by. The choice is yours here and now. Will you drift as the many do, carried by doubt and excuse? Or will you rise as the few do, masters of their own destiny, architects of their own fortune? Decide boldly. Act relentlessly. And know this: the moment you claim wealth in your mind, you have already taken the first step toward claiming it in your life. Go forward then, not as a dreamer, but as a doer, not as a seeker, but as a creator. For unlimited wealth awaits the mind trained to receive it.